coming back and watching another one of my videos. My name is Khandy. I um I got a comment a few weeks ago from someone asking me to do this video. It's not something I would have ever thought about doing, but here we go. So this person left a comment on one of my videos, and I don't remember exactly what video it was around, but um, it was based off of wanting to adopt, and she had a fear of having her own biological kids based off of some genetic issues in her family. And she wanted to know if that was common in the adoption world. And so she said, could you make a video off of that? And I said, okay. So here we are. I didn't really dive too much into it because I'm kind of just going to go speak on my personal experience. And so that's what we're going to do. If this is your first time watching any of my videos, please go ahead and push that subscribe button. And as always, leave any comments or questions in the box below. So, genetics. Most of you know that a lot of times with expectant moms, especially expectant moms that know early on that they're going to place, a lot of them don't seek out prenatal care. They just don't. Um, they tend to live a healthy lifestyle, like no drugs, no alcohol, nothing like that. But they just, unless they're sick, they're just not going to go to the doctor. You know what I mean? Like they're just like, oh, I'm okay, especially like if they've placed before or they have healthy children before. So that genetic testing that may happen in their second or third trimester is just not going to happen. So you're not going to get those testing results. So understand that when us as hopeful adoptive parents are adopting a baby, we're going into this as blind as can be because we don't know the genetic makeup of this child. We don't know if they are predisposed to any type of any type of disease that may be hereditary from either side. Now, especially going into if we don't know who one parent is, and that would usually be the dad. Like we're gonna know who mom is, you know what I'm saying? But if we don't know who dad is, and that could be if mom doesn't know who dad is, or if mom isn't willing to tell us who dad is, that is a huge part of our child's genetic makeup that we are missing. So my my response to her was, it's the same with, so your fear of having a biological child is almost the same fear of us adopting a child. Because if you were to have a biological child and you knew that your child may be predisposed to, let's say, cancer because it runs on your paternal side, we don't know if cancer, hypertension, diabetes, dwarfism, any blindness, deafness, any of those things run in this baby's background because we are missing a huge part of their history. And we take it on and we love that child regardless of the fact. That is just one of the big key factors in adoption. Adoption professionals and us that are self-matching, we do our best to ask as many probing questions as possible, but sometimes expectant moms are uncomfortable answering the questions, or sometimes they just don't have the answers. They just don't have the answers. They just don't have them. Even me sometimes going in, like if you go in for your annual physical or you go in for a pap smear and they ask you all these things about breast cancer and ovarian cancer or testicular cancer or male breast cancer or all these things. And I'm just like, I don't know, because I don't know a lot. My family is spread out between Jamaica, Europe, Canada. I don't know a lot about my paternal side of the family because they left the island when I was so young. So I don't know a lot about them. Like sometimes I'll hear my mom say things and I'm just like, who is that? Like what? What? So I mean, if you're not talking about my mom, dad, or brother, I'm just like, what did they have? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know things that my mom, my aunt, and my grandmother, they all had, but I don't have it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I probably should have had it. Like, they all had fibroids at a very young age, and all had hysterectomies at a very young age. I don't have that. I'm the only one that had endometriosis. You know what I mean? Like, no one else suffers from any type of fertility issues. Hello? You know, so it's also to say that what may happen to everybody else in the family may not happen to me. Everybody on my mom's side. I mean, like everybody, even my brother, they all have horrible hypertension. My blood pressure has always been low. Always. You know what I mean? So and again, what I will say, and I have said this again, do not let fear guide you through this journey, because genetic issues may come up, but sometimes we're not going to know about them before the baby's born. And it's something that we are just going to have to, just deal with after we find out. You'll just have a panel of blood work done. Like, I know that my daughter had it when she was a few months old, and they did one in the NICU. But then she did it a few months later, and I mean, it was like 55,000 vials of blood, and we had to send it off. And then it came back and it was fine. But I wasn't nervous about it, because at that point, what was I going to change? At that point, I was just waiting for results. So it was just like, okay, well, if something was going to happen, they were going to tell me what was going to happen, and then we were just going to have to tackle it as it came. But my answer to you would be, don't let the fear of the what if scare you. Just prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. And if you are embarking on this journey, you can try your best to work with an adoption agency or consultant or even attorney, and let them know your fears, and that can be one of your preferences. They can only match you with an expectant mom that has had all her prenatal visits and has had her genetic testing, and both mom and dad are in the picture. And if that is the case, you can ask your questions, and if that's going to give you peace of mind, there are ways to get this done. But if you know for a fact that you are going to pretty much drive yourself insane if such a big piece of your child's history is missing, and it's going to make you very nervous just based off of your genetic background, then you don't have to do that, because there are ways around it. And any adoption professional can help you with that. And it's not to say that you're cherry picking. You're not. You're trying to remain sane. And I'm being very honest. You're trying to remain sane, because this journey is hard enough. This journey is hard enough. So even mental illness, that can be a huge factor. So, knowing that one of the parents has schizophrenia or bipolar, those are things that I would want to know. But sometimes you can't. You can't, but those are major, major, major things that you want to know. So I'm talking about the basics of hypertension and, no, I don't want to know about that. So the major mental illness, genetic things, speak to your adoption professional. So if you're going to go ahead and embark on this adoption attorney, you have to be it's just like when you go to a doctor's appointment, you have to be very transparent and very vulnerable, and be able to communicate those things with your adoption professional, whether that be your consultant, your agency, or your attorney, and let them know your fears. And once you express those fears, they will help guide you in the direction that are going to ease those for you. And I mean, it's just that simple. So don't let the fear of something going wrong stop you from creating this family that you want. Because don't let fear don't let fear be the deciding factor in any decision in your life. It's not fear, because you're not fully living if you're living based off of fear. Okay? But that's what I have. Super simple, super easy. And then there's a solution to it. So thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time watching, like I said before, please go ahead and subscribe. Push that subscribe button. Tell your friends to come watch. Tell them to subscribe. If you have any questions or concerns, please go go ahead and put them in the comment box. Don't forget to push that like button. I will see you next week. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.